Okay, good afternoon everyone. So as you know that I was discussing the chapter human reproduction, right? And in my last class I have discussed about the fertilization, implantation part, and today I will finish this chapter. So those who are okay, someone wants to tell me anything? Okay, so today I will continue with this chapter human reproduction, and only small part is left. So today I will complete this chapter. Okay, so what is the name of our chapter? Human reproduction. And as you know that first fertilization takes place, and after the fertilization implantation will take place, and immediately after the implantation you can remember that in the blastula stage we have got some part, right, like inner cell mass and the trophoblast layer, and the inner cell mass will get differentiated into the embryo, and this trophoblast layer will get implanted in the uterus, right? So what will happen immediately after the implantation? So immediately after the implantation, the embryo or the inner cell mass will form three different layers. What are these three different layers? These three different layers are ectoderm, mesoderm, and endoderm, right? So this is a very easy one, that from their name you can understand very easily. Ecto means outer side and endo means within, so inner one. So which one will be the outer one? The ectoderm will be the outer one. So this one is the outer layer and this one is the inner layer. So first we will get an ectoderm, an outer ectoderm and an inner endoderm, and in between the ectoderm and endoderm we will get another layer which is called as mesoderm. So mesoderm will be found in the middle. Okay, so this one is the in between the ectoderm and endoderm. And what is the fate of this layer? All the different tissues and organs of the adult will be converted by these three layers. That means from these three layers, different types of organs, tissues which are needed for the human development or in adult human, that will be developed by these three layers. Okay. Now here you will get another type of special type of cells which are called as stem cells. Okay. So what is the stem cells? That it is very important part, because that inner cell mass contains, so there these were the differentiation of the inner cell mass, and those inner cell mass will contain a special type of cells which are having the potency to give rise all the types of tissues and organs which are called as stem cells. Okay, so what does that mean? That stem cells are having special type of organization by which they can form any type of tissues and organs. Okay, so these stem cells are very important, because nowadays many diseases which can be cured by this type of some cells. Okay, why? Because of this, only this reason, that it is having the potency to form any type of cells and tissues and organs. Okay, so these are the different three layers. Now next part you have to know about the time period of the pregnancy, and at what time of the pregnancy what type of organs can be formed. Like the total time period when the full term development of the baby or the fetus is taking place is called as gestation period. So what is the meaning of the gestation period? The full term development of the baby is considered as gestation period. In case of human female, it is near about 9 months, right? It is generally 9 months. So these 9 months can be divided into three parts like first trimester, second trimester and third trimester. Like first 3 months, after the 6 months and after that 9 months. Like this it can be divided. Okay. So this gestation period can be divided into these three, and in this gestation period, within these months, different important organs will be developed, and when these different organs at which time will be formed, you have to remember. So first, how doctors are can understand that a baby is alive or not? So with the help of the heart sound. So first we need to in the fetus it is needed to form the heart. So after the 1 month of the pregnancy, we can find that the heart will be formed, and it is the first sign of the growing fetus may be noticed by the heart sound carefully if it is listened by the stethoscope. Okay, so doctors can, if they can hear the heart sound, they can say that the baby fetus or the child is alive and he or she is okay. Okay, so now uh, this was the first sign formation of the heart, and after that the fetus develops limbs and digits. So these are the different limbs, as you know, and digits. So limbs and digits will be formed after the second trimester or the second month of, not the second trimester. It will be formed after the second month of the pregnancy. Okay, so first heart will be formed after the first month of the pregnancy, and after the second month of the pregnancy, limbs and digits will be formed. Okay, so and after the first trimester, this fetus will develop its limbs and digits. Full development of the limbs and digits will take place after the 12 weeks of pregnancy or after the first trimester. Okay, so after the first trimester, what we will get? After the first trimester, we will get the we will get the heart that will be formed after the heart. After the 1 month of the pregnancy, and heart sound can be seen, and by the second month of the pregnancy the fetus will develop the limbs and digits, and after the first trimester, that means after the 12 weeks of the pregnancy, we will get all this. Now that means after the 12 weeks or the first trimester, not only these limbs and heart will be formed, actually the most of the major organs will be formed after the first trimester. Okay, for example, one we have seen that limbs, and another one are external genital organs. Okay, so the major organs will be developed after the first trimester or the 12 weeks of the pregnancy. Now the first movement of the fetus. So, when the fetus is in mother's womb, the movement of the fetus can take place. So, the movement of the fetus and the appearance of the head are usually observed during the 5th month. Okay, so after the 5th month, the appearance of the head and the movement of the fetus can be seen. And by the end of the 24 weeks or the end of the second trimester, the body is covered with fine hairs, eyelids and eyelashes. Okay, so this type of eyelids, eyelashes, hairs will be formed after the second trimester. That means after the end of the 24 weeks. Okay. And by the end of the 9 months of the pregnancy, the fetus will be fully developed and they will be ready for the delivery. Okay, so these are the different developmental organs, and at a particular time on this gestation period, you have to remember all this, that at which time and which type of organ can be developed. Okay, so the last part from this chapter is parturition and lactation. So already at the beginning of this chapter, I have mentioned that what is the meaning of the parturition, and now I will explain it in detail. So first term, a new term, that is the parturition, and you have got another new term, that is the lactation. Okay, so before that already you are having an idea about the gestation period, right? So you know what is gestation period. So the average duration of human pregnancy is about 9 months, which is called as gestation period. And the childbirth or the delivery of the child from the mother's body, this process is called as parturition. Okay, so how this parturition is taking place? That this parturition is taking place by the vigorous contraction of the uterus at the end of the pregnancy, which will causes the expulsion or the delivery of the fetus. And this the process of the delivery of the fetus or the childbirth is called as parturition. And this parturition is under the control of neuroendocrine mechanism. It is a neuroendocrine mechanism. What does that mean? That it is under the control of the neural system and the endocrine system. So from this you can understand very easily that hormones will play role in this system. How the hormone will play the role in this system? You have to know that. Particularly what happens that a vigorous contraction can take place in the muscles of the uterus, and due to which the expulsion or the delivery of the baby can take place. Okay, so now which hormones are taking place mainly? The main hormone is oxytocin. Okay, so and before that you have to know that from where this reflex is coming from. Okay, so this one is called as fetal ejection reflex. Fetal ejection reflex. Okay, so what will happen in this case? That uterine contraction can be developed, or the signal of the parturition originate from the fully developed fetus. That is why its name is fetus ejection reflex. So the signal of the parturition will develop from the fetus, fully developed fetus. Okay, only it will be developed from the fully developed fetus and by the placenta, which induce the mild uterine contraction, which is called as fetal ejection reflex. This is an important part. Okay, that means from where the signals can originate. From these a short or MCQ type of questions may also come, like they may ask you that from where these signals originate. They may provide some options like only fetus or only placenta, or in one option they can provide you both. So you have to write down the right answer. Okay, so now this fetal ejection reflex will trigger the release of the oxytocin, and from where oxytocin can be released? The oxytocin can be released from the pituitary gland. Okay, so you can remember the pituitary gland is having two lobes, anterior and posterior. So from the posterior lobe of the pituitary gland of the mother, this oxytocin will be released. Okay, so from the maternal pituitary, this oxytocin will be released, and smooth muscles are present in the uterine wall. So you can remember that uterus having three walls: perimetrium, myometrium, endometrium. Okay, so in the endometrium, smooth muscles are present. So this will contract, and it will cause a stronger uterine contraction, which then stimulate the further secretion of the oxytocin. So first fetal ejection reflex will induce the oxytocin to release, and after that what will happen? Once it will be released, so for further contraction, more and more oxytocin will be released, and this contraction will be stronger, and it will make stronger and stronger contraction, and by this stronger contraction it will lead to the expulsion out of the expulsion of the child or the fetus or the baby from out of the uterus through the birth canal. And you can remember the female reproductive system. After the uterus, a cervix is there and vagina is there. So through this cervical canal, which will form the birth canal, and through the birth canal, the delivery of the child or the expelled child will be expelled out from the placenta. Not from the placenta, that is placenta also will be expelled out of the uterus at the time of the parturition. Okay, so this is all about the parturition, and this happens at the normal delivery of that means normal parturition. But if any condition appears like normal parturition is not taking place, then C-section can be done by the expert doctors. Okay, now for in this parturition period, oxytocin is playing main role, but another hormone, that is relaxin, is playing an important role. This hormone is trying to calm the situation, okay, so that the person can bear the pain of this rigorous contraction. Okay, so these are the way by which parturition is taking place. And the last important part is the lactation. So what is the lactation period? So as you know, at the time of the pregnancy, the mammary gland of the female will undergo some changes. Okay, they will undergo some changes, and after the pregnancy, it will start producing milk. That means at the end of the pregnancy, it will start producing the milk. Okay, and this process is called as lactation. And the period, the first few days or the first not days, the month of this period of the releasing the milk from the mammary gland is called as lactation period. And what is the need of this release of the milk from the mammary gland? Because this helps the mother in feeding the newborn. Okay, so the newborn will feed only the mother's milk. Okay, and the after the delivery of the baby or the parturition, in the first few days, lactation, and this time lactation is called as colostrum. This is very important. So first few days, whatever we will get, this type of milk is called as colostrum. Why it is important? Because it contains several antibodies which are absolutely essential for the development or for developing the resistance of the newborn babies. Okay, so these antibodies will provide the resistance from any type of disease, because they are newly born and they are not having developed too much of antibodies, so they will get it from the colostrum. Okay, so doctors always suggest to mother to provide the new colostrum to the newborn baby for the better growth and development of the baby. Okay, now the breastfeeding, what I have told you, that breastfeeding during the initial period of infant growth is recommended by the doctors for bringing the healthy baby. Okay, so this is all about the parturition and lactation, and with that I am completing this chapter. Now read the full chapter completely. I have explained all these parts in detail. If you face any problem, you can ask me in my next class or through the e-portal. And before ending the class, today I will discuss only the some fill in the blanks are there in your exercise part. I will discuss all this. If you are having NCERT book, please open and check it. So what is the first question? So the first question is, humans reproduce dash, sexually or asexually? Very easy one, as you know that human can reproduce sexually. Next question, humans are dash, oviparous, viviparous and ovoviviparous. As humans are giving birth to young ones, so humans are viviparous. Next, fertilization is dash in humans, external or internal. So you can remember that fertilization is taking place in the ampullary region of the fallopian tube. So we can say very easily that fertilization is internal. Next, male and female gametes are dash, diploid or haploid. So male and female gametes are always haploid. Okay, male and female both the gametes are haploid. Now, next one is zygote is diploid or haploid? Again a easy question, that is zygote is diploid. The next question is the process of release of ovum from a mature follicle is called as. So from the mature follicle means Graafian follicle. So from the Graafian follicle, when this ovulation will take place, sorry, when the egg will be released, this process is called as ovulation. So the answer is ovulation. Okay, what you are saying? Ma'am, please repeat the question number 2. Okay. Humans are, question number 2 is, humans are dash, viviparous, oviparous or ovoviviparous. So the answer is viviparous. Oviparous means those who are laying eggs. Viviparous means those who are giving birth to young ones. And ovoviviparous means in which both the situation can be seen. That means egg plus the giving birth to young ones. Okay, so as humans are giving birth to young ones, so humans are oviparous. Sorry, viviparous. Okay. Now come to the next one, that ovulation is induced by a hormone called. So you can remember the LH search. So before the ovulation, the LH will be the amount of LH will be high. So what will be the answer? That it is induced by a hormone LH or luteinizing hormone. Next, the fusion of male and female gamete is called as syngamy or fertilization. Next, fertilization takes place in, very easy, that it is taking place in the ampullary region of the fallopian tube. Next, zygote divides to form dash, which is implanted in the uterus. Which part of the zygote will get implanted? Blastula or blastocyst? So the answer will be this one. And the last one is the structure which provides vascular connection between fetus and the uterus is called. The answer is placenta. Okay, so today I have discussed all the fill in the blanks. In my next class, I will start with another new chapter, and in one class I will discuss the another questions. Okay. So for today that's it. I hope, repeat the last one. Okay. Last one is that the structure which provides the vascular connection between the fetus and the uterus, the vascular connection is the placenta. Okay, the placenta. Clear everyone? So for today that's it. Thank you and bye bye everyone. And read this chapter at your home. If you face any problem, you can ask me in my next class. Okay. So bye bye for today and see you in my next class.